Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. What's going on? What's going on? Another day in the markets today. It is Wednesday, Hump Day, September 4th, 2019. Smack in the middle of the first week of the fall trading session. So let's get into it. So yesterday we saw SPY just, gap. Let's kind of retrace this whole situation. So gap down, obviously going into the open pre-market, and then just dumped out, right? So found a little bit of support in the high 289s, and then started trading higher. Still closed down just north of a point and a half, taking everything else with it. Sector-wise, we saw an 8-3 bearish split. As far as the three top dogs, we only had utilities, real estate, and consumer staples trading green throughout the whole trading session, and industrials pulling up the rear from bell to bell. So we actually, as you know, it's more of the instability that we saw in the summer session, July and August, continues on to the fall session. Obviously, the uncertainty of this continued U.S.-China trade back and forth, whether we're going to have any type of stable ground to build on, or it's just going to go back and forth. It remains to be seen. But we're seeing some more just uncertainty this morning. Pre-market and SPY gapping up pretty strongly, followed by that's continued slower decay down south, putting in lower highs and lower lows. And we've seen this time and time again. You see a gap up and then just dumps out, or vice versa, gap down and then just reverses. So, whatever we're seeing pre-market, don't get too excited as far as the overall sentiment continued into the session, because we've seen it happen the exact opposite pretty much all summer session. So that being said, that's what SPY's cooking on right now. But we got 6-1 into our watch list. So let's kick it off with Apple. As you can see, Apple closed down just north of 3 points yesterday. Obviously, with the rest of the market, it is kind of defending that 50-day moving average on the daily, which is a good sign. So gapping up obviously with SPY, that like we mentioned earlier, it doesn't really mean too much to us right now, because we've seen this happen time and time again. So if it continues, great. But at the end of the day, it's defending this level. It's defending the 50, which is a good level to defend. We have obviously a price target 210.45. As you can see, everybody else is looking at it. So that's going to be the initial tap. And if we can break through that, then we'll have a 215 price target. So we're bullish on Apple, contingent on the market pushing forward, continued with the bullish sentiment. Next up, we got Baba. Baba closed down just north 2.5 points yesterday. Overall, we like it. We like it to the north side. You had a shitty day yesterday, as you can see, with the rest of the market. But we think big picture, we think the 50 and the 200 days is going to hold it. So we got a 180 price target on Baba moving forward. MDB, defending that 50, had a shitty day yesterday, and it was pretty much of a range day. It was quite a range, actually, like it always does. It had almost a 7 point range from its high of the day to the low of the day. Going into quote unquote the strong close. But MDB's kind of wild at times. So but we need it to continue to defend this 50-day moving average on the daily. If it does, then we'll keep pushing higher. We have an overall price target of 175. Roku defending all odds, higher highs and higher lows, just squeezing the shit out of shorts left and right. Any short opportunities you're taking are, and they better be just scalps or very slow, very short base hits, because at the end of the day you'll get squeezed the shit out. So these guys are pushing, obviously against all odds. Cracked to the 150 and just ran with it all day long. Closed up above 5.5 points yesterday, which is adverse to the market, which is just strong. So again, don't get in its way. We've been going back and forth this thing, taking slivers here and there, but at the end of the day, it's just not stopping, and it's defying the market right now. So everybody's piling into this thing, and everybody's liking this thing to the upside. Who knows? Maybe a 200 price target. There's no analyst gonna sit there and convince anybody of anything at the end of the day, because we know how the ulterior motives the analysts have. So at the end of the day, trade what you see, not what you hear. At the end of the day, you know that. That being, we're bullish on Roku. Any pullbacks to VWAP that holds, we're mitigating to the north side 100%. Tesla has that 50 overhead. Closed down just north of 0.5 point yesterday. And that being said, we clearly is trying to defend that 210 level that it pulled back to and found support off of, but not sure this thing is going to continue to push higher. We think it's going to probably be in this range. We think it's at the top of this range right now, so we think it's going to be heading back south today in the near future. So that being said, we're going to be bearish on Tesla for today. Next up, last up, we got TTD. Losses battle with the 50 and putting in lower highs and lower lows, big picture. Think it can be, heading down to this all the way down to 200. That's kind of advantageous or ambitious, but at the end of the day, it could happen. But we are going to be bearish on TDD because it just showed some very, very bad weakness yesterday. Obviously, in the market closing down just over 10.5 points, which is quite significant to the higher of the ATR. That being said, we're going to be bearish if it obviously shows any of this action that we saw yesterday. We're definitely going to lay into it to the downside, but be patient. Let the market dictate direction. Obviously, the 10-15 mark. You should see where the overall day is going to go, but just be patient, guys. And as always, respect your stops and be very patient with price instead of do not chase, guys. Just wait and let the market tell you what's happening, what direction it is heading. That's what we got, guys. That's what we got going on. So any questions, reach out to us. We're here for you. Have a good day in the markets. Be safe and enjoy the ride. Take care.